Welcome back to Mountain Connections. I recently spoke with safety and security expert Rebecca Edwards about our perception versus reality of how safe we feel in our local cities and in our homes. Let's take a look.
I'm talking with safety and tech reporter Rebecca Edwards. She is also a security expert for Safewise, a security website for consumers that commissioned this new survey and released important results. Welcome to the show, Rebecca.
Good morning.
So there was a new survey. Tell me more about this.
Yeah, the State of Safety Report is a comprehensive examination of real crime trends, and we compare and contrast that with people's perception and their feelings about how safe or secure they actually are. We talked to more than 5,000 people, at least 100 in every single state, and then we added this layer to our annual Safest Cities rankings for each state to see if how the American people feel matches up with how safe or unsafe their community actually is.
What are some highlights from the report?
One of the biggest takeaways we found is that people's perception of crime is usually not in line with reality. For example, crime across the nation has been on the decline for the past 2 decades, but 66% of the people we talk to think that it's on the rise across the board, and 46% of Americans are highly concerned about their safety on a daily basis.
So we're here in Park City, Utah, right by Salt Lake City. How did our cities do in this report?
Yeah, well, statewide, Utah had crime rates that dropped across the board. Both violent crime and property crime went down year over year. In the Salt Lake City area, Salt Lake City proper ranked number 37 out of 38 cities that we ranked, and which was a jump of 4 spots from last year. But Park City did not meet our population threshold, but I looked and figured out your violent crime and property crime rates anyway. So Salt Lake City has 7 incidents of violent crime per 1,000 people. Park City's rate is 6. So you're definitely doing better than the metro area. The property crime rate is way better than Salt Lake. You have about 26 incidents per 1,000 people in Park City, whereas it's about 62 in Salt Lake City. So even though the population wasn't there to be ranked, Park City would definitely make the list.
Well, I appreciate you crunching those numbers for us. What can we do to feel more secure?
I think being proactive is the number one thing. Take preventative measures to secure yourself and improve safety in your life before something happens, before you become the victim of a crime. At Safewise, we help people figure out the right security and safety solutions for them, whether it's a better lock on your front door, adding a security camera, or getting a full-blown security system, or taking some self-defense classes. And we found that people who do take some kind of proactive security measures feel less worry and anxiety about their safety on a daily basis. But only 24% of the people we talk to use a security camera or security system to protect their home.
And according to the survey, what is the difference between the safety reality versus the perception of safety?
There's a big discrepancy, as I said, between what people think is going on and what's actually happening. And a lot of that comes from headlines, scrolling through your social media feed. When you're just looking at headlines and alarming posts, especially in intense times like now, you're not getting the full picture. Over 50% of our country has lower crime rates than the national average. 27 states are below the national average for violent crime, and 26 are below the national average for property crime. So we really encourage people to find out the real stats, the real trends in your state, your city, and even your neighborhood. Because once you can put it into context, the boogeyman isn't quite as real or as big as you thought, and it makes you feel a lot safer.
What's the biggest, most important information that people should take away from the America's Safest Cities report?
I think the biggest nugget to take away is that there's actually a lot of good news out there. Things aren't as bad off as we often feel they are when it comes to our safety. And that's why we recommend that people look into those real crime stats and trends, and then take the proactive measures you can to mitigate any potential loss and decrease your odds of falling victim to a crime.
Where can we get more information?
At Safewise.com, we have the full State of Safety report that gives you all the perceptions across the whole country. And you can also go and look at all the rankings for the state of Utah and find out how safe your city is.
Well, thank you so much, Rebecca Edwards, for sharing this information with us today.
It was my pleasure. Stay safe.